One of the most important parts of any agent is its ability to reason. And I know that's kind of a loaded term because there's a lot of debate about whether machine learning models will ever be able to truly reason and, because they're a statistical model and so on. But that's what the race to AGI is about. It's about achieving human-level capacity for reasoning. And so the Chinese firm DeepSeek recently released R1 a couple days ago, which has reasoning capabilities that basically benchmark as high as OpenAI's O1 model. And this is a super important milestone, mainly because they open source the model. It's an MIT license and it costs 3% the price of O1's model. So that means that running an agent just became insanely cheaper. And for companies, this means that they get improved benchmark scores in categories that kind of matter in an enterprise setting. So coding and language and math, right? So if you've been looking for a sign to experiment with an agent pilot, this is it. One of the biggest barriers to building co-pilots and agents is the fear of sunk cost. Is it going to work? Am I going to see a return on investment after it's deployed, right? And so real businesses aren't worried about sort of the gimmicky things you see happening with like how many R's are in the word strawberry. They care about solving and building complex automation to navigate complex real world scenarios. And the truth of the matter is the more complicated that scenario, the more likely that that area is managed by a single person, right? It's a key man dependency. And that tends to be hugely risky for an organization. But what we found is that the key man dependencies tend to actually be some of the best use cases for agents. So by looking for those key man dependencies that you want to eliminate, you effectively can codify your tribal knowledge into an agent, and it basically becomes a guaranteed way to get instant ROI, problem solved, right? With access to a cheaper, more efficient reasoning model that rivals OpenAI's O1 model, it basically makes sense at the very minimum to run a pilot. Because now the question isn't how much is it going to cost, but rather what do you have to lose?